It has been challenging.
Very.
It's tough. Very tough.
Sad.
Very life-altering. You know, changing everything that we once knew in healthcare.
Well, like my mother, being a patient in a nursing home, went for over a year not seeing her. We did Facetime, but that's still not the same. And we did a hugging booth, and at least that was something.
Yeah.
But, you know, when she became bedridden, it got to the point where they couldn't bring her out for us to even do that. So FaceTime, that did help, but still, you know.
I definitely started out scared and ended up humbled. I don't just leave and go home and relax now. I make sure that I call my mom, tell her I love her. I make sure I kiss my kids every night, because I've learned during this whole thing that anything could happen, and you gotta stay humble and just stay prayed up, because that's what'll get you through all of this. And it's been hard, very hard. When I first started working on COVID, I didn't really know how an aide could really help out that much until I noticed that I was the only one holding people's hands for the last time. I was making sure they were getting their bath, they were being loved on when nobody else could. And it meant a lot to me to be able to be in them rooms when nobody else could, but it also has left a mark for bad and good.
You know, it's been hard. Looking through the glass at these people, it's been hard. It's been really hard to treat them and chase numbers and go on the phone and tell the family, hey, we need you to come up here. It's been hard. It's been really tough.
Sydney probably can tell you I cried every day after work.
Yeah,
we would cry together because it was so hard. Sometimes.
It is. It's
very
hard.
tough.
Well, you get attached to some of these people that you take care of for 20 days.
Yes, I know, and that's
You know, we just had one pass, and while she died, I stood there and held her hand and played stroll over heaven with you. That's what she wanted. And, you know, that's a patient I'll never forget.
Right.
right.
One of my main things is we had a certain patient, you know, he fought for his life, and we were there every step of the way. He was able to make it off of the ventilator, back home to his family, and to get to see from those darkest moments where you're looking at that family saying, we're so sorry, it's just going to take time and we can't do anything else, to now him reaching back out to us, you know, saying thank you for everything that we did for him, seeing pictures of him with his family, you know, him and being with his wife for Mother's Day. You know, those memories are not replaceable in any way. That's what we strive
can't
for.
put anything on those.
That's what we work so hard to do.
Appreciate your family and coworkers.
For a lot of us that worked in the ICU, which is just about everybody here, we're not unfamiliar with people dying. You know, it happens.
Right.
But when you're looking at patients and saying, this is all I can do, let's cross our fingers and hope they turn around, it's more frustrating. And to see and speak with families over the phone, to do what especially nursing and RTs did, respiratory therapists, to go in these rooms and to spend the amount of time in there, to be the only person going in those rooms at times, to see the patient, to spend time with them, even though it was as hard as it was to do that. And at first we were all scared. We were all scared to death of what could happen to us, you know, but we all made sacrifices, and we did. We relied on each other. We relied on each other for guidance, for counseling, for encouragement. And I think personally, I think it's made us a stronger team here at Magnolia, for sure. I think we're closer than ever. I think we have a lot of the same aligned vision and goals now for our patients, and you know, so I think we do provide better care now because of this.
I think we also learned a lot about how, you know, we try to heal people with medicine and, you know, different things that we can do here, but family is one of the biggest things that's helped heal these people. You know, you get a COVID patient that hasn't seen their family in 12 days, and finally allow them to come in, and you can see their whole, course of treatment change in an instant.
To me, I mean, it changed not just who I am, but it personally, mentally, and as a physician, it changed how I care for patients. It changed how I speak to family. It changed my practice and how I approach each patient for the better. Even though a lot of lives were lost, I think that I know I'm, as a physician, better now than I was before the pandemic. I think is one good thing to come of it. But to say it was hard is an understatement.
I think even on the hardest days, what I felt better with going home at the end of the day was knowing that everybody gave their absolute all. Whether somebody was stuck in a room and we were waving out the window because we needed something, somebody was always there. I learned a lot more about what PCTs do. I learned a lot more about what nurses do. I learned a lot more that you've got to communicate with everybody.
Teamwork.
And teamwork has meant a whole new level this past year.
Yes.
But like you said, I don't think we ever could have got through it without each other.
No.
No, definitely.
It brought every department closer together for one standard goal, to do the best that we can for every patient.
It does. I mean, it's hard. What I like is because, we live in a small community, and, even, the praying park that we had, everybody showed up. Our community was invited to come and have a prayer service with the staff in front of the hospital. And that was just the community saying, hey, we're here, we've got you, we're behind you. And just in that, and a lot of us were only able to see the videos of it, but just that, of just people saying, hey, we appreciate it, we're here.
Yeah, but you could feel it.
You could.
That day
It was
in the
a different, yes.
You could feel that there was a peace.
Yes, it was a different feeling, for sure, most definitely.
One thing that I really appreciated was the outreach from the community.
Yes.
We had numerous businesses, churches, individuals. They said, we're not in the hospital on the front lines fighting this, but what can we do to help you? What can we get you to make your life a little bit easier for just a minute? And really just the camaraderie from not just the hospital employees, but the community as a whole.
Like the Gatorades and stuff that were brought in. A lot. I mean, you don't realize how dehydrated you get until you're in those rooms, and in all of that, it's hot, and you get dehydrated really quickly.
Yes.
And I think it was Ashley Furniture that donated the isolation gowns.
Yes.
So that we would be protected. Just little things like that made a big difference.
It does make a big difference.
I think it along the same lines, it just taught you the importance of family, friends, what 5 minutes of a conversation can do in someone's life, and it made you appreciate, the world a little better, what's going on, and made you appreciate the things maybe you took for granted before. You started to look at things in a different light, and you started to be more cognizant of the smaller things in this world, and the things that maybe you didn't pay attention to before, you're paying more attention to now. And I think overall, despite all the mental health issues that may come of this, and we've seen firsthand all the death, I do think there's a silver lining, and even us on the front lines are witnessing, how it can change your lives for the better. And so I just encourage all those who have been affected by it directly just to talk to someone, hug someone a little tighter, call someone they hadn't called in a while, and just
Absolutely.
be a little more open.
And we've had to isolate this whole time people who wasn't at work, and so people being isolated, and the simple fact is people need people. So it's going to be a change for everybody readjusting because we've been to ourselves, and that's very dangerous, because we all need each other.
I encourage everybody to, I think that coronavirus is not gone. It's always going to be here. You're either going to get it, live to tell, or you could die, or you could get vaccinated. And so I just want to encourage that. I think it's so important that if you can, if you're willing, please get vaccinated as quick as possible. And that goes to protect your healthcare workers who are fighting the front lines, us. In January, when we had 30-some patients with COVID in the hospital, other patients suffered because of that. Other patients who came in with routine things suffered because resources were taken away from them to care for these COVID patients, where more time had to be spent in the rooms, getting on equipment, and I don't think people realize that, and I think that that's something that others weren't able to see. And I think that we need to not be selfish. We need to think of others in times like this. And so please be cautious and get vaccinated. Encourage loved ones to get vaccinated.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Nice to meet y'all.
Great job, y'all. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Hey,